Welcome to the Eagle Eye Podcast, the #1 show to bring you all things Club América in English, from tactical analysis
Pelota para la banda izquierda.
to player updates. We've got you covered on all the latest news on Las Águilas. Now, let's start the show. This is the Eagle Eye Podcast.
Hello. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are live once again here at Dignity Health Sports Park. It is officially halftime. Las Águilas del América are drawing right now 2-2 to the LA Galaxy in what has been a very stormy, rainy night here in Carson, California. First 45 minutes, a lot to process there, a lot to kind of break down. And I think if you had to sum it up real quickly, it'd be the fact that America's done great going forward and really bad in defense. Specifically in transition, I think that's where America has kind of found some struggles. You look at the way that America has been pushing forward, and there's a lot of fluidity going forward. And honestly, it looks great, even with the likes of, like, you know, Henry Martin or Zúñiga or Buffalo not in that number 9 role. And the midfield, of course, too, lacking a little bit of Chiquito Sanchez. But ultimately, from the midfield forward, America is doing a phenomenal job. It's the defensive side of things that really kind of fall apart for America. I mean, the first goal, just look at the way that Ramon Juarez gets beat in transition. That should not be happening. We need to do a much better job, especially with a center back with the likes of Ramon Juarez and an experienced center back like Igor Dushkovsky. We need to be doing a lot better than, you know, just leaving gaps and spaces for the LA Galaxy to exploit, because, you know, this team has a lot of pace, and so they utilize that to their advantage. And America, unfortunately, gets a goal scored on them in transition, and then the most frustrating thing about it has to be the second goal that the LA Galaxy scored. Right, America goes on and scores a great goal. Shout out to Davila for doing a phenomenal job in the box, putting that ball away. And then after that, America just completely forgets what they're doing. Their defense is non-existent, and then boom, the Galaxy score the equalizer just 2 minutes after America has scored their goal. Again, unacceptable, and honestly, things have to change from there on. But if we're staying truly on the positives here, it's America looking good, America doing their thing going forward. Maxi is phenomenal. I mean, what you see on TV is what you see in person. The guy is just, he's quick, he's a great dribbler, and the Galaxy have put sometimes 2 to 3 players on him just so that they can try to tame him. And that's where America needs to find an advantage, a numerical advantage, because if the Galaxy is committing 3 players to one of your attackers, the likes of Fidalgo, the likes of Pato Salas, the likes of Davila need to find gaps and spaces to run into and find those pocket of spaces that Max is leaving open because of these marks that he's getting. So we need to take advantage of those situations. We'll see what the kind of idea is going into the second half. Will we see a huge amount of substitutions coming off the bench from the get-go, or will we give these players a couple more minutes to kind of gain their rhythm? We'll see. I mean, it's a cold night, it's a rainy night, so I don't think, you know, if these players can take the night off, I'm sure that they're more than willing to. But I think the fans so far have gotten their money's worth. I mean, you're looking at the scoreline, 4 goals in the first 45 minutes. It's been phenomenal. And so for those of you watching at home, I hope you guys have been enjoying it as well. I hope you guys are staying nice and warm, and I'll be the one here suffering for all of you guys. So Chris in the chat is saying, do you lose sleep over it though without Israel and Cáceres? No, you don't lose sleep over it, but you do want to see a better performance from Ramon Juarez, because that is the candidate for all Americanistas as the starting center back. So you want to see a much better progression from Ramon Juarez in these type of matches. Chris is also saying a similar impact Renato Ibarra used to have. Absolutely, yes, when we're talking about Maxi. Adam saying big up Adam. Nice to see you on here. So yeah, we're down to the last 4 minutes actually, so a little bit under 4 minutes here before the players come back and take the pitch and start of the second half. I hope this is not just one of those games where we got a great 45 minutes and then it completely gets erased in the second half. I want to see us do a much better game in that sense, and let's just hope that the weather permits. Right now the rain has somewhat completely stopped in a sense, and I'm sure it will find its way back here. It's going to be a rainy weekend here in Southern California, so I'm sure it's going to find its way back to the stadium. But yeah, hopefully you guys have been enjoying the coverage so far. The fans are doing a really good job, like I said. Even though with the rain and everything, they came out here, they're supporting, they're putting on a show, they're celebrating. I'm interested to see what the Porra's gonna do in the second half. We're typically used to them and their smoke bombs and everything like that. Let's see how that fares with the weather and everything. But Adam asking, so thoughts on Mexico boring draw against Uruguay. I didn't catch the game, so can't really give my 2 cents on there, but it's 0-0, so I guess I'm not too sure. Chris says it's gonna get erased when the academy players come in. Yeah, absolutely. That's my biggest fear. So is Fidalgo playing, as there are reports that he will be joining the national team for Mexico training window in March. Yeah, Alvaro Fidalgo is playing. He is doing a pretty good job of kind of keeping low key. He's not really taking too much rhythm into this game. I mean, you can't really expect him to kind of go out there and just dominate this game with the injury that he's been having, right? So we got to take it little by little. Actually, that's the one player that I wouldn't mind seeing taken off at halftime just because of the injury scare that we could potentially have. I know a lot of you guys were worried about Zendejas in the opening minutes. It looks like it was just a little bit of a knock. He was able to kind of walk it off, and then it looks like he's been good to go as well. I'd like to see a little bit more of Zendejas in this game if we could, just so that he can keep his rhythm going. But yeah, it's been an interesting game from Fidalgo as well as Zendejas. Chris asking, what are your thoughts on Salas in person? Look, I stand by what I said, that the kid's got talent and the kid's got heart, but he needs to find his position. He's dropping too deep sometimes in moments where he doesn't need to. There's times where he needs to drop in and then go straight back up the pitch to his position in order for America to be able to play out and maybe try to look for him on the other side of the pitch, where he's just lingering way too long in the middle of the pitch when, as the leading striker, you need to be the one leading forward and leading the lines in that sense. Looks like we have more comments here. So he skipped the national team camp. Yeah, because of the injury, Pochettino didn't call him up. Aguirre got locked up for Uruguay. Like again, I didn't catch the game, so I really can't give my 2 cents in that sense. Not to be redundant. And then, yeah, look, we're down to the last 25 seconds here. I'm not going to take up more time from you guys as the game is about to start. Looks like America is going to play it a little bit longer. They still haven't come out. It looks like they're going to be in that dressing room. We'll give it a minute or two before we see Club America come out and take the pitch. But the Galaxy are here and ready to go. It looks like things are about to start kicking off, and hopefully we get to see a very good second half. And like Chris said, even though it might potentially get tainted by the academy players coming in, like we like to mention in these games, it's an opportunity for these youngsters to go out and prove something to all of us. So let's see if they're capable of kind of, finding a little bit of limelight for themselves in that sense. But with that said, I just want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the coverage at the pregame and the halftime coverage here, and hopefully you guys are enjoying the content on all of our social media platforms. Again, shout out to all of you guys. I hope that you guys are enjoying the matchup. Continue to watch, continue to support, and we'll be back to talk all things Club America later on in the week. With that said, thank you guys again. Thank you so much. I'll be doing my best to stay warm up here in the press box, and hopefully America can find a couple more goals, put this game to bed, and no added time, and America walks away with a very good, comfortable victory. with that said, you guys have a wonderful night. Take care. And as always, Arriba America.
Ladies and gentlemen, this was another production of the Eagle Eye Podcast. #1 source for all things Club America in English. Make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Eagle Eye Podcast and get all the latest news and coverage. And subscribe to our podcast wherever it is you may listen.